Hi, welcome to Rosamond and Skye. I'm Skye.
I'm Rosamond, and we're here to answer your questions. Today we have a question from Linda in Tacoma, Washington. Linda writes, Dear Rosamond and Skye, I need advice on sibling rivalry. How do you handle it in your homes? I have 2 kids and the fighting is driving me crazy. Yours, Linda.
Linda, you are heard. Sibling rivalry is awful to deal with, isn't it?
Actually, I don't think that's ever happened in our house. But sometimes the kids get cranky and then I give them some free-range grass-fed herbal tea and put them to bed. That usually solves the problem.
They just go to bed.
They just go to bed. But you know what, Linda? When we were preparing to talk about this subject, I had some thoughts about it and I think they might be helpful. So when it comes to sibling rivalry, I don't want to say that it's your fault, but maybe it's your parenting. I don't know, maybe. So something that we do in our home as sort of a preventative parenting measure is we make sure that each of our 3 children get 2 solid hours of structured one-on-one time with me every day. And I have a sample chart here of our special time. And this is actually our chart for Tuesday. And it has some examples of things that I do with the children. I don't know if you can see it here we go. How's that? And you can see I have it broken down into 15-minute increments. So we have hide and seek. And the thing with hide and seek is you want to make sure that before you play hide and seek, you have established enough of a trusting relationship with your child that when you hide, they don't think that you've abandoned them. That's very important with hide and seek. On the list is Play-Doh. And so I love Play-Doh. You want to make sure that you contain the mess, but also go crazy in a very contained way. After that, we have some other things like story time and then kids' choice. The kids get to pick whatever they want for that. And then my favorite time is snack preparation, and I really like to get the kids involved with this. So we do something a little bit crazy. We have an organic bento box that we make together. And so, Linda, these are just some ideas that can help you foster a more loving, deep parenting relationship with your children as a preventative in the face of sibling rivalry.
Wow, that's like a lot of energy going in. That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. I mean, that's great. I feel like sibling rivalries, in our house, it just happens no matter what I do.
That sounds awful.
It is, sometimes the kids they start clashing, if I pay more attention to one than the other one day, or, if they're not hearing my love language, that kind of happens, or, sometimes just their jealousy centers are inflamed by eating too much gluten because we're very sensitive in our family. So I've invented a great game for this because, what dissipates bad feelings like good feelings? So I've made a feelings box. So I just throw in a bunch of stuff that might, be a good metaphor for things you might feel while you're having a negative interaction with your siblings, with anybody. Like, for example, a cup. And this would be, the kid would pick this if they were feeling like an empty receptacle for someone else's ideas. There's like string. I don't know if you've ever tried to untangle yarn that's been played with, but if you feel like you're tied up in knots and you don't know how to release that energy, you don't know where to start, just like that feeling of trying to untangle yarn. Okay, what else? Oh, okay, so I have a rock. This is like, well, for, you know, if you feel like something's not movable in their will, you know, or I usually put a piece of fruit in there, like an orange or a banana or whatever, and that's just in case, you know, your child is having trouble calming down and they need to emotionally eat before they can talk about, you know, the really big feelings they're having inside. So that's, you know, this is just a really helpful tool for that. So, okay, I'll show you what we do. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in there. So you would pass the basket around and everybody would choose an item. I'm going to use a rock for an example. So I would say, you know, say we were having a fight, okay? And I would say, Rosamond, I feel like this situation is like this rock. You know, it's immovable and it is unwilling to compromise and becoming very cold. So then I would hand the rock to Rosamond and she would mirror my feelings back to me to just sort of let me know that she's validating my feelings and really understands where I'm coming from with this metaphor. So go ahead, Rosamond.
Skye, I feel that your feelings are a rock.
Good. That was good.
Thanks.
That's, I mean, kind of it. Really, it always ends in sort of deeper understanding of each other's feelings and connects us, you know, or it just ends in healing laughter because it can be really funny. And then we follow it up with a rosemary foot bath together to just solidify the memory of reconciliation. And it's a really, really beautiful kind of family ritual to bring us all back together. So I don't know, I appreciate that about it. It's a good game.
That is, wow. That is wonderful. Absolutely.
It's important for kids to be aware of how they feel.
Feelings, yes. So, Linda, I hope that answers your question and gives you some resources moving forward.
A little food for thought, you know? You can think of your own ways to deal with it. Just get creative. You know your kids. You got this.
So that's it from Rosamond and Skye. Have a great week.
And thank you for making your voices heard.